Longest catch of your career, I believe the longest touchdown throw of Anthony's. What were you guys able to connect on there with the touchdown, huge moment in the game?
Yeah, no, Coach drew up a great play, just a post route, and, knew they were going to be playing quarters. And so, yeah, it was a great play. Ashton was able to hold down the backside defense, and you just made a play on the field.
Shane caught the play, and fourth down right there on the goal line. It's got to have it situation. He told me got to have it, so I just had to find a way to make sure we put up some points. They did a great job covering up the routes, and I just felt like one-on-one, I should be able to make a play, and I did that.
Howdy and welcome on in, my Indianapolis Colts fans. We have a good one for you guys today. There are some things that we need to go over with this unfortunate, close, nail-biting divisional loss to the Houston Texans, 29-27. A lot of competition. I saw a lot of good things, and we'll go over the bad things as well, but I really just want to go over the good in the beginning, and then we'll cap things off with what I saw that are not going to be so great things. Now, first things first, it just felt and looked, and it was just an awesome feeling. This is me personally. I don't know about you, but just seeing Anthony Richardson out there on the field was just awesome. He is massive. He's athletic. He has crazy great size. It still looks like he's tight in the not in the mentioning of like his body, but like we haven't seen creativity from him yet, like where he gets comfortable, like crazy comfortable, to where we start seeing his creativity. We start seeing all types of, he has crazy arm ankles already, but there's another cap. There's another, push in the Anthony Richardson journey that we haven't seen yet. So he goes for 212, 2 touchdowns. He gets an interception that we'll talk about a little bit later, but overall great game, gets 56 yards rushing, averaging 9.3 yards per carry, and gets into the end zone. A lot of good things there, truly, honestly. And so I just want to say the first thing, you guys have a legitimate franchise dude. You guys have a franchise quarterback. This is the guy who is, I'm not saying he is the second coming of Peyton Manning or Andrew Luck. I'm not going to do that to you. But this is a guy who doesn't have to look over his shoulder in the quarterback carousel in the near future. Hopefully he tightens things up a little bit better. There is some accuracy issues that are still hindering him from being a better player, but he can fix and clean all that up in the weeks to come this upcoming season. So real quick, like I said, a few things that I kind of want to jot down that I jotted down here on what I saw in this game. And the first thing is the deep ball. What are we talking about, guys? Anthony Richardson is dang near bionic. And the ability for you guys to connect downfield is something that is new and lightning in a bottle. You guys can strike at any point, and I'm going to be able to explain that a little bit later when we go over time of possession. But, AR, Anthony himself, he had 3 completions of over 50 yards against the Texans, 2 of which went for touchdowns, and the third eventually resulted in 6 points. And so that's great. The one thing that made Anthony Richardson great was that lively arm. Of course, it's his running ability as well, but this is what I like in young quarterbacks that are having their young starts in their career. The thing that got you to this point, can you still do it? That's the bottom line. That's the foundation. The reason that we drafted you, can you still do that in the NFL? And he's showing you he can. That is why he was drafted with that lively arm, with his size and his running ability. He checked off all those boxes. And so there's just some, little bit of things we can clean up with the feet, and we can clean up with the touch and get things working a little bit better in his lower body to get these balls more accurate. Pause on that one. But I loved AR. I loved his competition. I love where his head was at the whole game. And I'm very happy to continue to see how this thing goes. And now, not helping the Colts passing game was this run game, the struggles within this run game. And I'm assuming this is something that's going to get cleared up for sure. You guys have one of the top backs in the NFL and a good offensive line where the culture is run the dang ball. And of course, you have a quarterback that can do it as well. My only thing, and this is where I'm happy to get criticism from you guys, Jonathan Taylor getting 16 carries for 48 yards and his longest being 7 yards. What happened with the Trey Sermon? Everything with Trey Sermon. What happened with that, with the training camp and in that preseason? He is good enough to get something. Let's get something for Trey. I'm not saying he's a better running back than Jonathan Taylor at all. I'm not saying that at all, but that sometimes running backs don't have enough lightning in their feet. You get another guy in there and they can see the game from his point of view, right? And you just never know. If Trey Sermon gets a few more carries or a carry or something like that, we we don't know, pop something up for Jonathan Taylor. Maybe Taylor sees something, while Sermon's in there running the ball. So I would just like it if we can get Trey out there, get someone out there that can run the dang ball just a little bit. It's not moving, and so let's get someone out there. But that's one part of the unfortunate struggles, was the lack of ability to run the ball. But then defensively, this is it, guys. This is where this video gets a little bit tough. The inability to stop Joe Mixon, who ran for 159 yards at 5.3 yards per attempt. Guys, that's crazy work. That's crazy work. And he's 28. He's an older back. And I just got to this is the part where I guess this gets tougher. Why wasn't Leia Tulatu out there for most of the game? Like, why? I get it, but then I don't get it. My brain says, well, he's a rookie, Lyles. He needs snaps off. And it's like, but why? Leia Tulatu is a dog in itself. And look, he played 31 out of 79 defensive snaps. And for context, Kwity Paye and Tyquan Lewis each played 52 snaps. And I'm not saying they aren't dogs. I'm not saying they aren't the dudes, but I think Leia too, he's got to play a little bit more. And they were literally putting him in only for those, pin your ears back, those obvious passing situations where he said, hey, just go get the quarterback. But he's better than that, guys. He needs a little bit more work. And I understand the time of possession that the Texans had, especially with the time of possession that the Texans had. I think they had almost 40 minutes of the drives. He can play. Put him out there. And another thing that I saw, which isn't great, it's not the best of news, but when you guys go into your base defense, Jalen Jones becomes the starter and Juju Brents becomes the odd man out. And Kenny Moore, he goes to that other side of the boundary to where it's Jalen Jones and Kenny Moore on the boundary. What do you guys feel about that? And I understand Juju still got eaten up again by Nico Collins, which is never great. That's never awesome to see. But where are your thoughts with Juju, as we continuously give him shots and chances to be the guy that we all know and believe he can be? But where are your thoughts with Juju Brents and this upcoming game? I mean, he had 62 snaps, so he's not bad. He's out there. But Jones had 79. Jalen Jones had 79 snaps. He took those base defensive snaps from Juju. And so that has a lot to behold on as well. So there's a lot of things that I can really break down and rip up. And actually, I just want to go into this one more time. In large part because of the Texans' successes on the ground, they controlled the time of possession by holding the ball, like I said, for 40 freaking minutes. The Texans had 76 plays on offense. You guys had 43. So take that into account of those bombs, those crazy bombs that Mr. Anthony Richardson was sending. If it weren't for those, that game could have been a lot uglier, guys. A lot uglier. We're talking taking dang near 21 points off the board. We are looking at a 29-6 type of a game. But like I said, lightning in a bottle, his ability to make those crazy passes, that's going to bode well for you. But we got to get great. We got to get way better defensively. Goes without saying that a team's successes and failures in the red zone is going to go a very, very long way. The Colts went 2 for 3 on their red zone trips, but in a game where they lost only by 2. So you guys, that last touchdown, although it may be something that Miles, well, you're saying that in 2020. Miles, you're saying that in 2020. Yeah. And the Texans, what did they do in their 3 red zone drives? They went 3 for 3. So if y'all literally matched that energy, y'all wouldn't have particularly maybe even lost that game at all. And so that's just something that I really need to put in the atmosphere for you guys. And once again, Houston put together a 6-minute and 59 drive in one of their touchdowns in 7 minutes and 30 seconds in another drive. That was back-to-back drives, so that's 14 and a half minutes. You guys got to get them off the field when they're running the ball down your throat. So that needs to be fixed. That needs to be tweaked. That needs to, I don't know, but that can't happen again. That cannot happen again. Can't happen ever. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Happy to have these conversations with you guys. What did y'all see? What are some players or some plays that I need to dive into that I probably didn't see? But like I said, there's some positives and some negatives in the game, but I think and I believe at the end of the day, y'all are going to be okay. Y'all are going to be better than last year as long as AR is healthy. So let me know where your emotions are at. Don't jump off the bridge yet. Don't jump off the boat. I think things are just getting started. It's just week 1. That's for positives and negatives. So everything's good in that. You guys do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.